everyone, just want you to go out there and subscribe to Raze Chaos. Remember, when you do, it'll be super effective.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel. And yes, we have got another Double or Nothing weekend going on here. And what did I bring for that? What did I bring for the Double or Nothing weekend? I brought a couple of older pops. Yes, they are older pops, but they're new to me. We've got Black Canary and the Huntress, the Helena Bertinelli Huntress. This is the Birds of Prey. Yeah, sit down. So, I wanted to do this because even though essentially the founding members of the Birds of Prey is Black Canary, of course, and Barbara Gordon, also known as Batgirl. However, this is when she was in the wheelchair and was basically paralyzed from the legs down, or from the waist down, and she couldn't be active. So she had basically Black Canary put a communication device in her ear where she could basically be a information source to Black Canary as she went. And as the missions got bigger, they needed more bodies, and Huntress is the one who basically filled in that other role. They basically, over the course of the span of the Birds of Prey series and, you know, initial miniseries, they got, basically they had tons of members, mostly, almost always female heroes would join the group. Some more permanent than others, but as far as the main active strike team would go, it was either Black Canary and Huntress or led by one of the two of them. So we're going to go ahead and take these out and have a look at them. These are older pops, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people have already seen these. However, I don't look at these things till I do the video, so it was exciting getting them. So we're going to check out Black Canary. Yes, this is definitely a must-have for me to get Black Canary. She is a very long-standing, I mean, she basically dates back to being a Golden Age character, although as far as continuity-wise, they have stretched and twisted ways of keeping her around for as long as they possibly could. At one point, they actually had, before the Crisis on Infinite Earths, where everything was merged into one, they actually had Crisis on multiple Earths, and there was an annual crossover where the Justice Society would come and meet the Justice League on their in Earth 1 and Earth 2, respectively, and they would interact with each other, and Black Canary started falling for Green Arrow, and as time went on, they eventually found a way of, basically when the Justice Society went back home, they were able to leave Black Canary in this other universe. And as that went on, and as the crisis happened, where all the worlds were merged, not only did they have to find a way of having Black Canary be a member of the Justice Society, which was Circa World War II, and then still be young in present day. So what they did was they basically kind of convolutedly made a story in which she was her own daughter. And hit or miss whether people really bought into that or not, but then again, it is comics. And if Marvel can have somebody give birth to their own son, or basically father themselves, certainly they can have branch this out into multiple. But like essentially Black Canary, either they give her the canary cry or they make her the basically one of the greatest fighters on, hand-to-hand combatants on Earth. And sometimes it's both. But it's DC, and they will change at the drop of a hat. So, this is her classic look, and this is one of my favorite looks. I don't know why they would ever deviate from it, but they have, in gruesome fashion sometimes. So, yeah, this is definitely one of the must-have figures as far as getting them going. But now we're going to move on to an even more convoluted history, and we're going to hit to Huntress. And here we have Huntress. Very, very interesting selection of the costume. The whole naval thing is interesting because that was a later addition that I really didn't think made a lot of sense. It's just like, how are we going to change her costume? Let's show her naval. Because, yeah. But, yeah, her history is a little bit more detailed, in which this is Helena Bertinelli, and the original Huntress is Helena Wayne, being the daughter of the Golden Age Batman and Catwoman. When she takes over after Batman dies, basically, and becomes the Huntress in his honor. And of course, once they and it happened to the point where when they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths, it was less than 10 years after this character was created. So it was like, how are we going to keep this character in when we've got a younger Batman who is still alive and it'd be old enough to have a daughter that age? So they brought in a Helena Bertinelli, which was a very, very rich character, which I really enjoyed. Being as how she was the daughter of mobsters, and essentially it's kind of the story that you got in the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey story, as far as except she wasn't as goofy as that version. She was taken a lot more serious. One of my favorite little bits where Huntress showed up was actually called Challenge of the Superheroes. And it was supposed to be a TV pilot, but they actually had a Huntress as a character, the Helena Wayne Huntress, and Burt Ward and Adam West reprised their roles as Batman and Robin, and in a couple cases they actually interacted with each other, but there was no familial connection. It was like the people writing it didn't even realize, oh, we don't know anything about the Huntress. This is supposed to be her father, who's supposed to be dead. But it is funny because Black Canary was also in that. But again, this was long before. I mean, this was done in the late 70s. And, of course, the Birds of Prey didn't start getting together till 96. Which they abruptly came to an end when Barbara Gordon got out of the chair and became Batgirl again. Which it's a really shame, because that was a very solid series, and I could have seen it going on for quite a while. But I love these pops. I love these characters. And this is just another ever-expanding DC universe for Raze Chaos. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys take off and get together. And click like if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And never forget that life is full of odd moments. And you never know when you're going to be defined.
If you want me to grab that.